Good morning, you guys. I'm like trying to. Hi, you guys. Good morning. Welcome to this week's vlog. I set up my camera. I'm so excited to be filming this week. I'm really excited to be filming because I'm like doing a bunch of exciting things. Today is Wednesday. Kind of feels weird that I didn't start filming at the beginning of the week, but I had a lot of things at work. It's been late nights, early mornings. Monday afternoon, I went to go get my nails done. I got this like little pearly white color, kind of translucent. It's by D&D and the number is 222. So that's what I did on Monday after work. Very busy at work, very productive, lots of things going on. And what else? Yesterday I went to go change and return some things at Sada. Not return them, but like change their sizes because my sister and I went shopping on Saturday. I think that was a part of last week's vlog. So I went shopping on Saturday, had to return some things, and then I also touched up my hair color. I feel like I've told you guys, oh, hello. I feel like I've told you guys this before, but I had balayage before and like highlights, and then I went back to my natural color, which is this. But when you like bleach your hair and then you cover it up with a darker color after like washes and being in the sun and things like that, it starts coming back out. So I just touched it up. I do it myself at home since I don't have anything. It's just one plain solid color. And then this week I'm really excited because this afternoon I'm gonna go get a haircut. Haircuts are just always really exciting, and I think I'm gonna like switch up the length, the layers, like do a bunch of like cool things. Tomorrow I have a Netflix premiere, but I want to talk to you guys more about that tomorrow as it's happening. And then I told you guys that I was not going to travel again for another like month or so. Guess not, because I'm traveling on Friday really early. So that's really exciting. I'll tell you guys more about the trip because it was a very last minute. Wait. It was a very. I like don't even know if I'm supposed to drive right now. Oh, I can go. Okay. I'm driving now. But it was a very spontaneous last minute trip. So I'll tell you guys more about that. But the gist of it is that I'm going to Boston. So I'm going to Boston. But Roberto doesn't know that I'm going because he begged me to go this weekend. And I told him that like I couldn't and I had a bunch of things and whatever, that I wasn't going to go. And it's to surprise him. I've always wanted to like surprise someone and just like show up at their house. Always wanted to do that, and now that I'm in a long distance relationship, I can definitely do that. So I'm going on Friday to surprise him, but after the premiere it's going to be a crazy little trip because the premiere's at 6 p.m. tomorrow. I don't know what time it ends, like it's done, and then I have to leave my house at 4:45 on Friday. So it's going to be crazy. I don't think I'm going to sleep the night of Thursday, and tonight I have to pack because tomorrow with the premiere I'm not gonna have time. So it's gonna be a crazy busy next few days, but I'm really excited because it's like really exciting things: haircut, movie premiere, trip to Boston. And then the week after that I'm also traveling, and then the week after that I'm also traveling. I thought I was done traveling for a solid month and I was gonna be able to just like be home. Guess not. But welcome to this week's vlog. I just wanted to say hi and good morning really quickly. It's 9 a.m. I'm surprised I talked to you guys without like stumbling before having my second cup of coffee. I feel like the first cup of coffee wakes me up. The second cup of coffee starts my motor skills and wakes those up. So, yeah, that's it. It's a really pretty day in Miami today. It hasn't been raining, which is really exciting. And then I threw on a baseball cap today, which I don't normally do, but I got it at Brandy Melville when I was shopping with my sister. And I thought I should try it out today since I'm gonna get a haircut. My hair is kind of like just whack. So I thought I would throw that back. But I'm gonna go because I have to make a really quick phone call. It's at 9 and it's 9:08. I'm late for my phone call. I need to make a phone call and head to work. I have a lot of things to do today. I'll try filming at the office since I don't have a lot of meetings. I just have to like work. Probably talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on in the company. And that's it. That's what I have for you guys right now and what's ahead for the next few days. I can't wait for my haircut. I can't wait for it to be 5:30 and go get my haircut. But I'm gonna go because I have to call people. I'm gonna go to Starbucks, get a bagel, probably a matcha. I already got a coffee, but I kind of really want a matcha. I haven't gotten a matcha in a while. Matcha, bagel, see what else. I'm really hungry. So let's go get that really, really quickly. This is what I'm wearing today, part of the shopping spree that I did with my sister last weekend. I got this baseball cap at Brandy Melville. It says Key West. This little top is from Zara. I love the fact that it like is not like straight like spaghetti strap. It like holds up at the top. These jeans are old, but then I got these new pair of sneakers and they have a little touch of green. So I thought I would put the baseball cap to like complement everything. But let's run to Starbucks. Okay, now I'm actually human. I've got my coffee, plain black coffee. Don't like sweet or milk or anything in my coffee. Just good, plain old black coffee. I got myself a matcha, really yummy. Starbucks actually makes really good matchas. I usually feel like I need to put a little bit of honey to like sweeten them up. Like at Tate in Boston, that coffee shop, I definitely need to add a little bit of honey, but I feel like the matcha at Starbucks, like plain with no like vanilla pumps or sugar pumps or anything, is perfectly like sweet enough. And then got myself a plain bagel with butter. I'm gonna butter this up, and then I'm gonna get started with some emails and documents that I need to put together and I want to go over based on a meeting that I had yesterday. So I'm gonna do all of that and work for a little bit, work all day. Actually, my last meeting is at 4. It ends at 5, and then my hair appointment is at 5:30, and I'm kind of like 40 minutes away from the hair salon just because of rush hour at that time. So hopefully my meeting doesn't run overtime because it usually does. It's with my financial advisor for fundraising. Okay, so I told you guys I was gonna update you a little bit on the company and what's happening. So basically, if anybody cares, medical devices, you have to go through the FDA, obviously, and through like the regulatory bodies and the regulatory agencies to get the product to market. So right now we're doing all of the testing for that submission for the FDA. So biocompatibility testing, that's making sure that the device is compatible with the human body long term, since it's an implant, making sure that the body's not going to react, have an allergy or anything like that. And then you also have to go through some tests called verification and validation. So V&V is mostly like the physical properties of the device. So making sure that it doesn't break, it doesn't pop. If you pull it, it's not gonna break, or like more like the physical aspects of it. That includes packaging, making sure that when you ship the device, it withstands hot temperatures, low, very cold temperatures, movement. It's not going to break. The packaging is not going to break, and it's not going to break the sterilization of the device. So those are all of the tests, and there's a few more that you need to perform before submitting it to the FDA. Those are just the requirements based on like the pathway that you have and the type of device that you have. So we're running through those rounds of tests. I actually need to set some things up for that. We already finished all of our pilot production. So we built like 300 units of the device to perform all of these tests on it. Packaging is on its way, making the trays and everything, the boxes. So that's a little summary. There's a lot more, obviously, but I don't want to bore you guys. I know that it's not a really interesting topic for a lot of people, but for me it is. I wake up every single morning and I'm so excited to come to work, and the first thing I do when I wake up is to think like, okay, what am I going to do today? What do I need to do? That's just me. And but I have really exciting days ahead of me. Love cutting my hair. Well, I hate cutting my hair actually. I have like trauma with cutting my hair because one time I had a pixie cut when I was 13. I don't know if I've told you guys that. I had a pixie cut when I was 13, got bullied for it. So I have a trauma with like cutting my hair, but it's really, really long. So I think I'm just gonna do like a few inches to bring it to like my boobs because it's like getting to my belly button. So that's today. I'm just really excited to film this week because I think there's really exciting things going on in my life. This weekend is really this like week/weekend because today's Wednesday. Probably finish vlogging on like Sunday. This week/weekend is really like a summary of like what my life is. Like a combination of like all areas of my life, and you guys will see that as the days unfold. But I'm gonna hop on some got started with doing some work, so and butter my bagel because I'm hungry. I'll talk to you guys later. I just got some Joe and the Juice for lunch. I need to eat my lunch really quickly because I have a meeting just now, but I want to show you guys what I got. I got a blueberry muffin. It's a little squished, but it's like a little snack. And then I got my favorite sandwich, which is the avocado sandwich. You guys have seen these in like old videos. Favorite sandwich. I'm gonna eat this, inhale it, because I have a meeting now. But I just want to show you guys what I got for lunch. My meeting's in 15 minutes, so lunchtime, meeting, back to back, hair salon. You guys, I missed my hair appointment. So I think it's like 7:30 p.m. right now. I'm back home. I just finished having dinner, but I missed my hair appointment and I'm so upset about it. I'm so mad about it. So my appointment was at 5:30. I had a meeting from 4 to 5 and my meeting ended up finishing at 5:30. I thought it was going to be done at 5, but we went an hour and a half. And it was an important meeting too. You know, like if it wasn't, I would have just been like, okay, gotta go have another thing to go to. But it was for fundraising and that's really, really important. It was with my financial advisor. So I had to keep going. Even if it would have been like a 3-hour meeting, we were doing a lot of important things. So I stayed until 5:30 in my meeting. And then by the time I finished the meeting, at the time of my appointment, I called the hair salon and my office is like 30 minutes away from the salon. So I told them like, can we push it back to 6? And they said no. They said that they had other hair appointments and that they closed at 7:30 so that they couldn't fit me in and whatever. So no appointments. And then they don't have appointments either tomorrow, but I found this other hair salon. I've never tried it, so kind of scary. But once I set my mind onto something, I will find a way to do it. And also because I've been looking forward to this appointment for a whole 2 weeks. So I first thought about cutting my hair 2 weeks ago. And then last week I set my appointment. I've been looking forward to it all week and all day. I try to give myself really like little special things at the end of each day, which just makes the days more special and work more rewarding. It's like if I get all of my things done at work and I'm really productive, then I get this like mini reward at the end of the day. Even if it's just going to bed early, watching my TV show and doing a face mask, that's like something that I look forward to. And that was my thing today, my hair. Looking forward to that. Couldn't get it. I was actually really upset about it, but I have one tomorrow at this new place. So I'm hoping it turns out good. But now I'm gonna pack. I forgot that I had to pack because tomorrow with the event that I have at night, I can't pack. So I need to pack right now, leave at least my suitcase with my clothes packed, and then I can do like skincare and makeup later. But let's do that for right now. I kind of wanted to watch a movie with my mom and my sister, and then I realized like, oh my God, I need to pack. So let's pack. Good morning, you guys. Well, not good morning, good afternoon. It's 3:30 p.m. right now. Today is Thursday. It's the day of the premiere, the day of the event. But I don't know did I tell you guys this last night? I swear my head is all like scrambled with work and what I did or what I didn't. I woke up this morning feeling like it was Tuesday and it's Thursday. This week went by so quickly just because of everything that I had at the office. I just left. I'm going to be, again, 30 minutes late to my hair appointment because my meeting also went overtime, etc. But I called and they said that that's fine. So I'm really, really happy that they can still take me in, especially for tonight. Now I can get my haircut and a blowout for tonight's event. It's a Netflix premiere, which I'm so excited about. I have no idea why they invited me. You know, like I don't feel like I'm cool enough to get invited to a Netflix premiere, but this weekend it's Formula One in Miami, and F1 is launching this docu-series. So it's a documentary and a TV show with Netflix about female race car drivers. It's called F1 The Academy. So it's about, I think that females don't compete in F1. Honestly, I'm not the biggest F1 person. I don't know a lot about it, but I know that they don't compete. I just think that they train for it. So they're coming out with this documentary, and tonight is the premiere for it. So they're doing a screening of the first episode, red carpet, and then there's a performance from Young Miko. She is one of my sisters and I's favorite reggaeton singer. She's a Latin female singer, and they're doing, like, it's a part of the event that she's performing. So I asked Netflix if I could bring a +1 to the premiere and bring my sister with me. They said yes. So I'm really, really excited for tonight, really excited for the premiere and everything. Like I said, I still don't know why they invited me, but I'm just so honored and so happy that I get to go and that I get a concert from Young Miko, who I love and I'm obsessed with. But for right now, rushing over to the hair salon, getting my hair cut, my blowout, gotta run home to do my makeup, get dressed, everything, and then head out to the premiere. Not gonna sleep tonight because I have to leave my house at 4:45 in the morning to take my flight to go to Boston. But work has been so insane this week. I'm like literally just resting my arm down because I can't hold up my camera. I am so tired. This week work was just so insane. I haven't even finished working today. Like you never really finish working when you're an entrepreneur, and when you're starting a company, you never finish. There's something else that you could be doing. There's always an email in your inbox. There's always something that you could be working on. So it never ever ends. And I have like 20 emails in my inbox today because we're working on this like one area of the company that's really, really big and has a lot of paperwork. So I'm gonna do some work while they're cutting my hair, but still supervising my hair to make sure that they don't do a bob, you know? It's been crazy. I'm so exhausted, but it makes me feel so good to be so busy, and it makes me feel really productive. I love it, and I thrive when I'm running on no sleep and my schedule is packed and I'm back to back and I have to shove lunch in my face and I'm just so busy. It's both draining, but I'm a type A personality and I work my best and I feel really good. Like I feel like, you know, great about my life and I feel like I'm doing a lot and I feel accomplished and I feel good. So I feel awesome and I'm in the best mood, super tired. The eye bags are there. I didn't do my makeup this morning just because I thought I would let my skin breathe before the premiere. So I did a lot of skincare, but you know, I feel pumped. This week, every single day, I have woken up in like the best mood because I'm so excited to get to work, to get to the office, to grind, to do a lot. And then I had fun things this week, like getting my nails done, getting a haircut, movie premiere, and then traveling. It's a lot. That's really my life. Either working, like a lot of work in the medical device, like the medical device company, social media related things. So filming content, blogging, going to events that I get invited to, traveling, being in a relationship, being home and family, and prioritizing things that I love, like skincare and fashion and things like that. That's pretty much my life. I feel like this vlog really summed up what my life right now consists of and what it looks like. Really good summary of it. So I'm gonna listen to some music to like try to relax. I have this little spray in my car that my parents make fun of. It's a aromatherapy stress relief, eucalyptus and spearmint. I just think it smells really yummy, but it's stress relief, I guess. And I'm not necessarily stressed. I'm just like pumped. I'm like really excited about everything going on right now. But let's go. They just opened the bridge. I'm gonna be much more late. What time does the GPS say? Oh, my GPS just got stuck. Why is the light not turning? The light has been on red for forever. I'm gonna be like 30 minutes late to my appointment, but I told them that I was gonna be 20 minutes late to the appointment, so. If the next clip is me at the hair salon, that means I made it. Okay, vlog, this is the haircut. This is how it turned out. I hope you guys can see it there. I don't know if the lighting's good, but this is the haircut. I absolutely love it. She did exactly what I wanted. She like cut it up to my boobs. I didn't want it like above my boobs, and it was like down to my almost belly button. So this is exactly what I wanted, you know? The length, the layers. She did such a good job with the layers. We did a little blowout because of the premiere tonight, which, speaking of, I stopped filming for a little bit after the salon, coming back home super quick to do my makeup. I literally butchered my makeup so bad because we're running super late. It's like 6:45 and we're supposed to get there at 7. I mean, when am I not late to things? But this is like something that I don't want to be late to. Thankfully, the event, the location, is not too far from us. So I think we should be getting there like 20 minutes late. That's fine. And that's it. I'm wearing this red leather dress, but that's why I went for like the Formula One vibes. So red leather dress with little ballet flats, but they have like the crisscross, make it cool, kind of like F1 vibes. But that's it. This is the makeup, really butchered. We're on our way. I will see you guys after the premiere when we're packing whatever I'm missing to go to Boston. That's in a few hours. It's a video, you can smile.
And they wanted to do something to show that they wanted to give opportunity to young women, and F1 Academy was born, and in a very short space of time we've seen it happen.
So it's sex, baby, I'm a gentleman, yo te quito el dress. Todo lo que haces, oídome. Yo sé que tú fuiste lo de ti.
You guys, I just got to Boston. I just got to his apartment. I just called him. He said he was finishing getting dressed. I'm here. So I'm gonna say hi. I'm so nervous. I'll see you guys in a second.
Oh my god. What the fuck are you doing here? No fucking way. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. No es cierto, no es cierto, no es cierto, no es cierto, cállate. No es cierto. My God, are you kidding me? Are you serious? No, ¿en qué momento?
Good morning, you guys. Today is Sunday, so I'm leaving today. I didn't talk to you guys after I got here. I did such a bad job at talking to you guys. I filmed everything that we did, but I didn't really talk to you guys on Friday. So I got here And then Roberto had his exam, so I surprised him. I bumped into him at the elevator right as I finished filming, saying that I was going upstairs. The elevator opened and he was there. So we bumped into each other at the elevator, which was perfect. He was so surprised. He was so happy that I was here. He was not expecting it at all. And then we chilled for like a second at his house, but we had to go to campus to Babson because he had his final exam. It was a 3-hour long exam. So while he was taking his exam, I met up with Sia for lunch, had lunch with her for like 3 hours while we waited for him to be done with his exams. And then we came back home, got ready for dinner. We went on a date night. We went to a really cute restaurant in Charlestown. It's called Prima. We had dinner, dressed up, really cute date night. And then we met up with some friends at a rooftop party because the last day of classes for Babson was on Thursday. So Friday there was a lot of like parties and things to celebrate like the end of classes. So we went to the rooftop, met up with friends there as like a pregame, and then we went out to 51, which is a club. There was a lot of friends, so that was really fun. And we got back home at like, I don't even know, 2:30, got some pizza, fed a duck at the park. We ate the pizza at Boston Commons at like the park, and we fed a duck pizza. And it was so cute and funny. And we slept in on Saturday, and we didn't do anything. Like, Roberto had to study all day for his exam. I took a nap while he studied. And then I did a little bit of work, but I mostly took a nap while he studied. We ordered some Chipotle for dinner, watched a lot of episodes of our show, and that was it. That was yesterday, so that's why I didn't really film anything yesterday, because I was sleeping all day while he studied. We deep cleaned the apartment, though. That was really nice, because it's a boys' apartment, and my OCD can't take it. Like, I tried to ignore it, but he wanted to clean, and I was like, oh, perfect. Let me, like, deep clean the apartment. So we deep cleaned the apartment, then he got to work, and we got some pop-up bagels, which is so good. I love pop-up bagels. I wish I had them in Miami. Now today's Sunday. I'm leaving in like 45 minutes. They delayed my flight for an hour, which is always so exciting. Whenever I'm in Boston, they delay my flight because that means that's more time with him. But we've been studying for about 2 hours. Well, he was studying, I was doing work. I have to finish up a pitch deck for a meeting that I have tomorrow and some other things. And that's it. We're gonna go pick up some lunch right now because I have to leave here in like 45 minutes. So we just ordered some lunch from a restaurant that's downstairs. We're gonna go pick it up. I got a sandwich, and then I'll be on my way to the airport back home to Miami. I'm traveling in like 3 days. Always on a plane, people. Let's go get some lunch. Do you want to say hi to the vlog?
No.
Say hi. Okay. Oh, and this is the little jacket thing that I got recently. I'm wearing like a sporty outfit. I love this little shirt, but it's from H&M. It's really cute. I love my sporty outfit. And then I'm wearing a little sweater that I also got, but I got it at Zara, I think. We got some, these are like what's it called?
Egg roll.
Philly cheesesteak egg rolls.
No, it's a steak egg roll.
Bueno, pero con queso, so it's like a Philly cheesesteak egg roll. Bueno, whatever. That thing. And then I got a side of mac and cheese. I got a rib, I can't talk. Okay? Short rib grilled cheese. And then Roberto got a smash burger over there. Okay, he hasn't touched.
I don't know what to do. I think he's just. I had an exam tomorrow, just and my anxiety. We broke up. I'm pretty sure she was talking about ghosting. I ought to get a don't want to do for my bed today. But they make fun of me. I will feel back in time and change things. And yeah, that's what I would do. Just don't quote me on that.
If you thought this week was crazy with all of the traveling and everything that I had going on, just wait, because the next few days and weeks are about to get crazier, which you guys are going to see in next week's vlog. But it's time for the advice segment, and this time around I wanted to do something a little bit different. It's graduation season, so whether you're in high school or college, everybody's graduating. It's time for graduations, and it has officially been a year since I graduated from college. I'm never going to have another graduation anymore. So I kind of just want to share with you guys how my graduations were. A little story time, less advice segmenty. So no advice, just want to share with you guys my high school and college graduations because it definitely made me very nostalgic to realize that it has been, why is this light glitching? Okay. It made me nostalgic to realize that my graduations are done. Like, I'm never going to graduate from anything again. So let's start with high school. So as many of you guys know, I went to boarding school in Connecticut. I graduated class of 2021. And graduations at boarding school, they don't do the whole like cap and gown thing. So the girls wear white dresses, the boys wear, I think it was like navy suits, I think. And then all of the girls, we have to do a flower crown, and that's it. So it's just a white dress with a flower crown. I got my flower crown with like pink flowers, and it was really cute. It kind of looked like a little bulky on my head. I don't know. I felt weird with the flower crown. I'm not like the girliest girl, like a pink kind of girl. So I threw on a black leather jacket on top of that. So it was me with a really cute white dress, very cutesy flower crown, and then a black leather jacket. That was my outfit for graduation. Honestly, I absolutely loved it. I wanted to go out with a bang and go out with style. That day was really stressful for me just because, first of all, it was really cold. It was in Connecticut, so that was super cold and it was hectic. I was kind of late. I was honestly late to both of my graduations. So I was running around trying to get my makeup done, my hair done, things like that. I wanted to look really good. Walking is always very scary. I was always scared of like falling and tripping. So just anxious to get to the ceremony and everything. And then my parents were driving in that day because my boarding school was in a very, very, very small town with like, I think one like bed and breakfast, and it was fully packed and busy. So they stayed in a hotel like a few towns down, and they were driving in that day. And as I was like walking to the tent where the ceremony was, because it was in like one of the soccer fields out back, not in like the center of campus, as we were all walking, because we all had to walk in like a line, whatever, my parents were texting me and they were like, we're still like 20 minutes away. And I was like, excuse me? Like, the ceremony's about to begin and my parents are not there. So I started freaking out and I started telling like my best friend Jess and my best friend Tegan, like, I will not walk down that stage if my parents are not in the crowd. So I was really stressed that they weren't going to make it on time. At this point, we got to the tent. I was sitting down. My last name, because of it starting with an A, I'm always one of the first ones to walk for like front row. And I just kept looking back the entire time, like, where the hell are my parents? And I think it was like a first come, first serve. Like, the closer you were to the stage, I wanted them to be close and like be able to see me. So I kept texting like my friends from the grade above that had already graduated and were just like at the ceremony. I remember texting my friend Dylan. I was like, have you like find my parents? And my parents were still texting me like, we're 5 minutes away. And they were like, everybody please take their seats, whatever. I was so stressed. And parking was crazy. They had to park like far and then walk. So I was so stressed that they weren't going to make it on time. At this point, the headmaster started giving his speech. My parents were still no show. And then I finally turned around and I saw my parents and they were there. So it was like, oh, like I could breathe after I saw them arrive. So they arrived. Then everybody gave their speeches, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Ceremonies are honestly really long. Like, I hate graduations because the talking part of it is just very long and very annoying. So at this point, I walk down the stage. I was nervous to walk, didn't fall, didn't trip. Just pro tip, if you're graduating this May, whether it's from a high school or from college, or you're graduating next year or something, keep your head up, because the people that take the pictures are usually not on the stage. They're usually like on the floor right below the stage. At least that was like most ceremonies are like in a stage, and they take the pictures from like up, like down up to where you are. And my double chin on my high school graduation is not it. So keep your chin up. I learned that for my college graduation. I got my diploma, and then the funniest thing happened with my best friend Jess. She did not finish one of her final exams. Like, she didn't take one of her final exams. So we were all so worried that she was not going to graduate. So she walked, and they gave her like, our diplomas came in this like little tube. I still have my diploma with my tube. And I looked back at my best friend and I was like, did you graduate? Like, did you graduate? Like, is there a diploma inside the tube? She opened it up and she was like, yes, I got my diploma. So that was a really funny moment that we always talk about. Just like me looking back at her being like, did you graduate? And she was like, yes, I did. And it was like, yay, okay. So that was that. And then we took pictures, the whole shebang, said bye to a lot of teachers that I've actually reconnected with on LinkedIn. Like I recently reconnected with my advisor, Senor Torres, on LinkedIn, and we texted, and I miss him. He was so nice. I loved him. And then I reconnected with Mrs. Saxton. She was my geometry teacher sophomore year, and I love her to death. She made me fall in love with math. She's one of the best math teachers I've ever had. And we just caught up, chit-chatted how she's doing, her kids, how I'm doing, everything. So always just try to keep in touch with your teachers. And with a lot of people, like hug them really tight because you really never know when you're going to see them again. Like there's some people that I thought I was going to see often and I have not seen since I graduated. And after, I can't remember what we did right after. I think we just went to lunch, like after pictures and after saying bye to people and friends. But what I do remember was that the next few days, so at boarding school, like I said, just because it's in a very small town and things like that, there's not like a big graduation party or like you can go clubbing or things like that. So some kids that live nearby, they will throw parties. So there was a few parties over the next few days. One of them was at our friend's Blake's house, and then the other one was at Jake's house. So Blake and Jake were throwing parties, but their houses were like an hour, maybe 2 hours away from campus. I think Jake's house was like maybe even 3 hours away from campus, maybe even 4. I can't remember how far away it was, but my poor parents, I made my parents stay with me in Connecticut for the next like 3 days. And then we were going to come to Boston to visit Babson because when I enrolled in Babson, I never toured it. I didn't even know where I was going. I just knew that I wanted to go to Babson. So I enrolled, I paid my tuition. I had just never visited. So that was our plan, to graduate, stay a few days in Connecticut, and then head to Boston to visit Boston and to visit Babson. So for the next few days, we stayed in little hotels all around Connecticut, going to these parties. The first party at Blake's house, that one was with parents. So Blake's parents hosted a really big party. Parents were allowed to come. They were like mingling with other parents inside, and then all of the kids, we were outside. At this point, I was dating my high school boyfriend, and I never introduced him to my parents just because I knew we were going to break up because of like graduation and me going to Boston and him staying in Connecticut. So I knew we were going to break up, and I only like introducing guys to my parents that I know I'm going to date for like a while and that it's going to be like a long-term relationship. But with him, I knew that it was not going to be a long-term relationship and that we were going to break up like right after graduation. We had already talked about breaking up right after graduation. What I didn't know was that he was cheating on me the entire time that we were together. That's a separate story that we've already talked about. We can revisit that conversation if you guys want, but that was a different story. I found that out like 3 weeks after graduation. But like I said, I wasn't planning on introducing him to my parents. And then we show up at Blake's house for the party. I'm saying hi to all of my friends, introducing a lot of my friends to my parents because of me being at boarding school. My parents knew who my friends were just because I always talked about them. But it's not like they would come home after school to hang out. My parents wouldn't meet a lot of my friends. So they were like meeting a lot of my friends from the grades above my grade, grades below, things like that. And then this kid, the guy, he introduces himself to my parents. So I'm just like talking to my parents and with some friends, and we're just like there. And then he comes up to us and to my parents, and he's like, "Hi, I am Tyler." He's not called Tyler, but like, let's just call him Tyler. He's like, "Hi, I'm Tyler. Like, I'm one of Gabby's friends." And my parents were like, "Oh, hi, Tyler. Nice to meet you." And he was like, "Yeah, like, how's Miami? How's the dog? Caleb, whatever." Like, of course he knew everything. And he was just like saying hi to my parents. I was sitting there so uncomfortably. I was just like, "Yep. Okay." And I was looking at him like, I am going to murder you because I don't know. It's not like I told him, like, I don't want you to meet my parents, but I was just going to subtly avoid that
and he picked up on it that I wasn't going to introduce him. So he introduced himself, and it was a really awkward moment. And that was that. Then the next day we drove a few more hours to go to Jake's house and Jake's party. That was only with like kids. So my poor parents, thank you, mom and dad, for doing this. Actually, I just thought about it. They like hung out. I don't even know what they did that whole day while I was partying, because it was a day party. So Blake's party was like a nighttime party. Jake's party was a darty. So it was during the day, pool, like actual getting in the pool, and then also like playing pool and playing beer pong and things like that, and being outside and being outdoors. It was actually a pretty sunny day. So my parents just like hung around for a few hours. And then I was one of the first ones to leave the party, because my parents were like, all right, we're going to head out. Like, it's time to go. That was the last time I saw a lot of friends. And I said bye to a lot of friends. That's the last time I saw him. I said bye to him that day, Tyler. 3 weeks later, I found out he was cheating on me the entire time. So who cares? But yeah, that was it was a weird thing. Like, it was awesome to graduate from high school. It was nostalgic, but I was also really excited for Babson and for Boston and for my life in college. Really sad to leave friends, really sad to leave a lot of people, but really excited. And it was a crazy few days. So that was my high school graduation and everything that happened. And then, like I said, after that, I can't remember if we drove or we flew, but I'm pretty sure we drove to Boston. And that's the first time that I set foot on like Babson's campus. And I visited Boston. I had been to Boston one time, but like for 2 days when I was really young. So that was my first time like actually like being in the city of Boston for a few days, going to visit where I was going to go to college. And I loved it. I loved campus, and it was really exciting. It was like the perfect mix between like leaving that chapter of high school and then welcoming the chapter of college. That was all that weekend, and it was a very special weekend. I look back on pictures and I'm like, oh, I looked like a baby in those pictures, and I felt so old. That was that. Then I went to Babson 3 years instead of 4, graduated in 3 years. So I'm going to the Babson graduation soon because my grade is graduating. Like, I was supposed to graduate from college 2025, but then I ended up graduating in 2024. So all of my friends and my OG class is graduating. So of course I'm going to go to their graduation, and my boyfriend's also graduating from his master's. But my college graduation was very weird. Very weird, very interesting. A lot of the same things happened. It was like, now that I'm looking back on it, it was very like deja vu, in the sense that I woke up late. I almost missed my college graduation. My alarm like didn't go off. I don't know what happened. And I woke up so late. I butchered my makeup. I looked so tan and like not cute in my graduation pictures. My graduation pictures I look good in because I took those like a few days before graduation. But the pictures that I took on the day of graduation, I look funky because my makeup, I did it half asleep in 5 seconds. I was with my sister. She was staying with me at my apartment. My parents were in a hotel. I woke up my sister like, we need to leave right now. I took my dog out on a walk. I gave him breakfast so quickly, grabbed my cap and gown, everything. Because this time it was with a cap and gown. Also white dress, cap and gown, sprinted over to campus. My apartment, thankfully, was like 15 minutes away from campus, but there was a lot of traffic getting into campus because of all the parents like coming in for graduation. So at this point I was texting all of my friends like, where the hell do I park, and like what's going on, and like what's happening. And my friends were texting me like, Gabby, we're all sitting down. Like we were all going to meet at the gym, and they were going to like write down like attendance, basically like taking attendance, giving you your pins, and I don't know what they gave you. They gave me something, and we were all going to be at the gym there, like sitting down at the gym, and then we were going to do the walk over to the tent. I was the last person to walk into the gym. Like, I walked into the gym sprinting. I didn't even park my car. I just told my sister, like, you park, you figure it out. And at this point, she had just learned to drive. So she was freaking out. She was like, how do I put this in park? And I was like, figure it out. I ran into the gym. Everybody looked at me because everybody was already sitting down. It was just me running in my little heels to my seat. It was very embarrassing because it was also not my grade. Like, keep in mind, I graduated with the grade above me. So a lot of people didn't know who I was because they were like, who's this girl and why have we never seen her before? Because I was in the grade below. So everybody was just looking at me like, who is this girl? And that's very embarrassing. I was the last person to walk in, and I walked in like frantically, like panicking and like sprinting. And all my professors were like, you're late. And I was like, I got that. I know I'm late. Whatever. I literally sat on the chair and they were like, okay, time to go. Made it on time, walked to the tent, also cold, this time cap and gown, same thing, white dress. Also, long ceremony. This one was actually nicer. I was paying more attention to it because I wasn't looking back to make sure my parents had already arrived. My parents were already there. I found my parents, like I spotted them. I was like, okay, they're sitting there. Again, last name starts with an A, one of the first people to walk the stage. And this time I graduated with honors, so that was really exciting. I didn't tell my parents that I was going to graduate with honors. I just waited for them to announce it because they announced it, you know. So they were like, Gabriela Andrade, honors cum laude. And my mom was like, oh my God, because my mom always told me like it would be so cool if you graduated with honors. So I really put in a lot of effort to graduate with honors, did that, walked down that stage. Right before I walked the stage of my college graduation, I saw my ex-boyfriend. So both of my graduations, I had recently broken up. Or in one of them, I was still dating him, but like about to break up. But my parents didn't know about him. And then in this one, we had just broken up. And we like looked at each other like, and then I walked down the stage and we graduated. I loved graduating with a cap and gown. I think you should definitely graduate with a cap and gown. I had all of my honored pins on my gown. And after that, we took pictures with all of my friends from like my grade that were at the ceremony, said hi to a lot of people. And then as I'm like talking to my friends, I obviously hugged my parents, hugged my sister. They brought me flowers, things like that. I look back at my dad and he's taking pictures with my diploma. And I'm just like, what is going? I look at my dad and I'm like, I'm sorry, what are you doing? It was just like him posing with my diploma and my mom taking pictures of him. I was like, what am I looking at? And my dad was like, this is mine. Like, I paid for it. Like, I paid for your diploma. Like, this thing is mine. So I'm taking pictures with it. I was like, okay, Dad. That was probably one of the funniest moments ever. Just see my dad taking pictures with my diploma. And that day was actually really special too. All of my graduations have been like special, nostalgic, weird, stressful, exes, and like, you know, they've been like a roller coaster of emotions. But as I was saying hi and like taking pictures with a lot of friends, I saw Roberto and I went over to him. I said hi to him, like congratulations, whatever. And then I come back to where my parents are and my parents are like, ooh, who's that guy? Like, he's good looking. And I was like, that's Roberto. And then 9 days after that, he flew to Miami and he asked me to be his girlfriend. That's that story. So that was really cute. I hadn't told you guys that he flew to Miami to ask me to be his girlfriend, but we weren't anything at that point. We were just like flirty with each other. But that was cute. The fact that we like graduated together. After that, so that night there was a big party. So when you graduate in a big city, you go clubbing that night. Everybody goes clubbing, usually to like one club that everybody decides on. It's just like a, I don't know, known thing. Usually clubs like throw events. So we had that night, and one of my friends, he's like one of the, I don't even know what he is, but he is like, what's that thing called? Promoter? He's not even a promoter. He's like one of the people that like started the club, actually. I think it was like one of his businesses to like start that club. So I texted him and I was like, Max, my sister is 18, but it's graduation. And he was like, that's fine. And he got all of us in, actually. My mom, my dad, my sister, and I, because you were supposed to like get a ticket and I didn't get a ticket. I forgot. Or I don't know what happened. I didn't get a ticket and he got us in. So that was really nice of him. We went to lunch before all of that. We went to Zuma in Boston, really yummy. I wanted sushi. Then we changed because I didn't want to go with like my graduation dress to the club. So I changed into this black, really elegant dress that my sister got me for graduation, actually. Put that on. And then we went out to Cavo, which is this really cool club in Boston. If you're ever in Boston, definitely go to Cavo. I love it. My parents actually really liked it. My parents are not like the biggest, my parents aren't like clubby people. Like my parents don't go out and like party. I don't know why parents would, but some parents do. My parents don't. And they're not even fans of clubs. Like even when they were younger, they didn't love the club. And they loved it. They were actually like, it's so pretty. Like it doesn't feel like one of those like ravey clubs. Like it's really elegant and very pretty and very nice. So they loved the club. The music was fire. We went as a family, but a lot of friends were there. So my parents got to meet a lot of friends, because also just like them living here in Miami, me living in Boston, they, again, same as in boarding school, knew who my friends were because I talked to them, had met some of them, but there was a lot that I made in like the last semester of college that they hadn't met. So they met a lot of friends. My ex was at the club. That was the last time I saw him. I've seen him again, but like that was the last time I saw him, still being like a Babson student. But that was fine. Had a lot of drinks that night. And then the next day was Mother's Day, and I could barely keep my eyes open for Mother's Day. But I pulled through because it was Mother's Day. You know, I was a little hungover, but it was Mother's Day, so I had to. But that was my college graduation, and it was so much fun. I look back on it, and I'm like, that was a great day. That was just a very special day. And I can't believe that it's been a year since I graduated and since that happened. And I can't believe it's been 4 years since I graduated from high school. Wow. Yep. 4 years since I graduated from high school, 1 year since I graduated from college, and I'm never going to be graduating again in my life because I'm not doing a master's. I'm not going back to school ever. Like, that's it. We're done. But looking back on them, they were both very, very special days, very crazy roller coaster of emotions days. I just look back on them with like very like treasured memories. I just want to wish all of you guys luck if you're graduating this May or next May, or you graduated last year. You know how graduations are. They're super special. Usually something going on, at least for me. Like I was late. I had like weird things going on in my graduations, but nonetheless, they're very special moments in my life and that I treasure a lot. And it's crazy that it's already been that long since I graduated from both of those, from like high school and college. But I just wanted to share that because I realized that it's been a year since I graduated from Babson. And I was like, let me tell everyone the story of my graduations because I know it's graduation season. So best of luck if you're graduating this May. I hope you have an amazing day. Remember to keep your chin up for the pictures and don't fall as you're walking down. That's all I can say. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little story time on my graduations. Let me know if you guys liked the story time, but we'll be back with the advice segment next week. I was going to do like graduation advice, and then I was like, let's just do a story time. Like that's fun. So that's it. That's all that I have for you guys. But I will see you guys next week because we have a lot more going on.